much like this.
You're doing it like right again. That's the exact attitude that we're here for.
Screenshot this. Your middle school self could never.
See, my thing was like, because I hated having braces. But I wanted to like smile. Mm-hmm. It would like turn into an unintentional like duck lip. I'd be like, I'm like, don't show my teeth, Mom.
I've always been like, my teeth are
cancer rising.
Yeah, definitely was the whole teeth.
Did you have braces?
I never had braces. No. That's the one health issue I haven't dealt with. I had to deal with that fake tooth though in my childhood. Right. But it was
hello, Lucia's here. Right on time.
Wow. Okay, cool. And it's still like exactly 11 a.m.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, we're doing Lucia's live Drag Me.
You can't tell, but we're in a new place.
Yeah, you can't tell at all. Here. You still can't tell because you don't know what my
You didn't know what the old place looked like.
But there's no tapestry, but there will be something up here soon.
Yes.
But yeah.
So yeah. Happy Mother's Day.
Oh yes. I called my mom yesterday because I thought it was Sunday and I thought it was Mother's Day. And I was like, it's 5 o'clock. How have I forgotten? And I was like, I can't believe it's Sunday, Mother's Day. And I told her, but hey, it worked out. Oh yes, this is the live Drag Me. This is the first Drag Me.
Wait, there's 2 Lucias.
What?
Oh no.
Oh.
Who's who? Is the Lucia that we need here? Oh,
what if there's 3 Lucias and like these 2 aren't either of the ones that we need and we're waiting on the 3rd one? Is your last name in here?
Yeah. It's not okay, not that person.
I'm assuming it's the first Lucia.
The first Lucia? Is that you?
I don't want to start it and
I
get confirmation.
Because you were very prompt.
Okay, Drag Me is a service that we provide on our website. It's currently out of stock. Yeah, PartyTrickAstrology.com/shop. Right, and our advanced readings and beginner readings are still in stock, as well as our astrology course and our transit reading. So that's what's up.
Yes.
We're gonna stop doing
so we're going to drag Lucia.
Here we go.
So she's in line for it.
What do you want? Do you want to start with? What do you mean?
Maybe Matthew is someone in our list.
We sometimes don't go out of order just because of scheduling, but we always contact people
order right now.
Oh yeah? Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, that's the most. Anyway, so what are we starting with?
Yes.
Libra rising conjunct Mars is a very interesting combo always.
Always.
That I like talking about because these people are the most assertively passive aggressive, especially because your Mars is in the 12th house.
Mm-hmm.
I should close that because that's really loud, shouldn't I?
So Libra rising obviously wants to just like always portray that everything is fine, always be lovely. Definitely like the type of person who's going to text with a lot of exclamation points and like laugh a lot just because it's like, ha, ha, everything's fine. I'm happy. You're happy.
Yeah.
I want you to be happy.
These people like gifs and emojis, I feel like. To show how just enthusiastic they always are about the situation at hand.
And just everything is perfect, fine, and dandy. With Mars, okay, so your Mars is in the 12th house, so it's not and it's retrograde, and it's in Libra, which
is like triple debilitation.
Yeah. It's also not, it's not a good sign to have Mars in. It's not a good house, and it's retrograde.
Yeah.
All you need is an interception, and you're
true.
You've got the worst.
But it's conjunct your Senate, so it's like you're constantly dealing with all those Mars issues, and people are constantly putting it on you. Like, I don't know, I feel like there's like this weird kind of like masculine feminine thing that goes on with like Mars conjunct a Libra rising, because Libra rising is such a feminine rising.
Mm-hmm.
And like you can always, like even in males, I think, even though it's like Libra's a masculine sign.
Because it's air,
there's something like just very feminine about it. It's because it's so, I don't know, maybe it's so receiving, if that makes sense.
It's so, It's very like socially oriented, which in our society, typically women are more socially oriented. It's Venus, which is more feminine. So when
there's Mars there, it's like these people can, like you can be kind of like it's funny to see them dress in girly clothes because like they're very attracted to girly clothes, but it does kind of like it will kind of look more clunky on you almost. I don't know. I feel that way. Like I don't know. That's always like I'm not saying that's always a hard and fast.
It's a drag me.
It's a drag me. I guess I can say whatever I want. I'm just saying like it can like I don't want to say it's like a sheep's and wolf is that like
a wolf in sheep's clothing? A sheep in wolf's clothing. That's like I'm not.
No, it is. But it isn't like more like a sheep in wolf's clothing.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah.
I don't know.
Especially because like you're a Pisces, so that like puts you at a more gentle. But you also have like a Leo moon and a 5th house sun, so you have like some fiery quality too. Okay. I want to drag Libra Mars retrograde because this just came up in a couple of patterns that I've been noticing because obviously the number one thing trending right now is I'm embarrassed that I know this. It's James Charles being canceled. And we wanted to, whenever I see something like that, I want to look at the person's chart. James Charles doesn't have his birth time, so I'm like, I don't really see like where his whole like manipulation of straight men comes into.
Is he a Libra Mars?
Yeah, he's a Libra Mars, which is never like I would call that like most likely to not be a predator, but it's retrograde. And what's funny is that the only other Libra Mars that I know that was a predator is also Libra Mars retrograde.
Interesting.
So I'm like, what is it about that? And I think it's like it lacks a little more of the typical tact that you would assign to a Libra Mars because it's turned inward. There's less of that social awareness and more of that like
there could also be that assumption that continue.
No.
There could also be that assumption that like I don't know if this has to do with retrograde Libra Mars specifically, but you could be like I'm so easily influenced, like you can maybe want to turn it around. Like I don't like honestly like how you might want to like everybody else is also so easily influenced. You know what I mean? Like people aren't. Does that make sense? Like you don't have a strict code of a conduct.
You're like
so you're gonna.
Assume, I'm kind of down for everything, so I'm just gonna assume that I'm not crossing boundaries.
Yeah,
because it's hard to cross my boundary.
Yeah, because it's hard to cross my boundary.
Yeah.
And also there's like a stunting there. Like there's a stunting with Mars retrograde. So it might be like you might have been, it could be one of those things where like you were the prey and now you're turning into the predator because you like, you might have, depending on like other Scorpio, if you have like other stuff in there, like Pluto or whatever, then it can make you want to do the same thing to somebody else. You know what I mean?
So you're most likely to be a predator.
No.
As a Libra Mars.
No.
I'm just trying to turn it around and to make it a drag me.
But I don't know if I want to make it that because I don't know if I would I don't think you.
No, I don't think that you would be a predator. Although the Libra Mars retrograde, who was a predator, is also a Pisces sun.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Maybe you are most likely. And you've got that Leo moon.
Same year.
Dude, no, I feel like it wouldn't be like a sexual thing. I feel like you would be like, it would be more like I don't know, because you got that 5th house shit and that Leo moon, like a talent. Like you would want to maybe you would have a kid and you would like totally be the stage mom of the story.
Oh, wow.
Like that kind of stuff.
Or just like a slave in other ways. Like compliment me.
Yeah.
Not like do my bidding sexually. Just like be my bitch.
Yeah, you must be so. I feel like you're so passive aggressive because it's in the 12th house, so it rarely like you're. I don't know. You can't keep talking about your Mars, but it's fucked up. But your Mars will like. I always talk about this time that it was in a rehearsal, and this girl with the 12th house Mars. She was the most like timid person ever. Whenever she'd get mad, it'd be really shocking. And she'd be like, "I want my way," and like she had a Leo Mars in the 12th, so it makes more sense why it came out that way. But it's like these people are the most like what's the word?
Non-assuming.
Wow. Yes. Non-assuming people. And then when they get mad, people be like, you're not allowed to get mad. Oh my God. I was actually reading somebody's chart. that had a Libra Mars in the 12th, and he's a manager of something. And I'm like, you get stepped on. People do not want to take you seriously. Like, people are like, you know, Lucia's the chill one. She doesn't give a shit.
We can do whatever.
We can do whatever. And you're like, no, we need to do what's right and just, and I still have a say. And da-da-da-da. But everybody's like, you're fine. Da-da-da-da. Walk for you.
I think the combination of having a Pisces moon also. Pisces sun is that, like, going back to the Mars retrograde of, like, not knowing, like, not necessarily understanding boundaries.
Yeah.
Is like, Pisces sun can also be like, oh well, you'll kind of like believe whatever you want. You know?
That's so true.
So it's Pisces, like, I'm not doing anything wrong, especially because Sun in the 5th house is 100% most likely to. You can't tell that person that they're wrong. You can't tell them that they're out of line. You can't tell them that, and wrong in any kind of sense, from anything like, hey, the answer isn't 23.
Yeah.
To, you can't actually speak Spanish fluently. Because I was just remembering this story. You know that episode of Friends where Joey goes on an audition because he says in his resume that he can speak French, and he just goes blah, 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 blah,
I think I do remember that. Yeah, that's such a 5th house sun thing.
Yeah,
to be like, I can do it. Yeah, I believe I can do anything. Therefore, I can.
And that 100%. That happened with Spanish instead of French with a 5th house sun person that I know. And she was like, I got this audition. I got this voiceover in Spanish, and she literally said, I've never taken Spanish in my life, but I just have this weird talent that whenever I read Spanish, it comes off like I'm speaking like a local.
And if somebody says that, they're completely
and I was like,
fucking lying.
Can you read it? And
Nina can kind of speak Spanish, so
I took Spanish for like 12 years.
Yeah.
I speak Portuguese.
Yeah.
I've been to many Spanish-speaking countries. I've heard Spanish a lot in my life. And this person says to me, yeah, I just have this weird talent that when I read Spanish, it sounds 100% authentic. Or like, I forget what she said, but like, it sounds like I'm a native speaker. I was like, okay, read it to me. And it was just like, not at all. It was like the episode of Friends, like, blah, 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 blah. And I was just like, this person has a 5th house sun. I can't say like, no, that's not Spanish, because it would not be accepted.
Yeah,
I would be a bad guy.
And also, you feel like you would, like, because your sun is in Pisces and it's in 5th house, like, you have no boundaries. You can kind of believe, like, you have no boundaries for yourself, but you also have no boundaries in what you believe you can do.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, you literally, like, I could fly potentially. Like, if anybody could fly,
it would be me.
It would be me. It'd be me with my Leo ass moon, 5th house, Pisces sun. Like, I believe that I can fly.
Another lyric from another Predator. R. Kelly. I believe.
Oh! Oh my gosh. Okay, you're well, Pisces don't have I wanted to move to Leo moon for no reason, but just because it's like horribly aspected. So I feel like you're the kind of person that's like, okay, Leo moon's like, they really want attention, they really want reassurance, they really want all this stuff. But your moon is so harshly aspected that you're going to be the first one to be like, I don't want that. Like, I don't need that praise, because I think when a Leo moon is harshly aspected like that, you're going to constantly want that praise and want that attention and want that affirmation, but it's going to be denied in you for some way. Or if people, when you ask for it, people are going to be like, God, you're too, like, you're such a big ego, blah, 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 blah. But yet, like, that's the only thing that fuels you. So I feel like you might be doing this weird thing of like, I feel like even completely try to dissolve your Leo moon almost for sake of like, pretend, like, I don't know, you know what I mean? Go so much in the opposite direction. Because it is an opposite, because it's in so many oppositions with things. You know what I mean? Yeah,
when things are in opposition, you tend to like choose one over the other.
And your moon is so weak and it's the only thing in Leo. But you have like, you have a stellium in Aquarius. Yeah, you have a stellium in Aquarius. So obviously that's going to matter. You're like, no. Everything I do is for humanity. Everything I do is for the greater good. Everything. And you're like, secretly, it's just to fuel my ego. Yeah. But I would never say that.
Because the sister signs, like, they can't exist one without the other.
Yeah.
Like, whenever you're tackling one, the other one comes in. So when you have oppositions, you're like very much like living in the in between of what both of those oppositions represent.
And they kind of almost meld together.
Yeah, with Leo and Aquarius, kind of where they meet in the middle is like this somewhere in between, like a hero complex and a savior complex.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of like, I am the one.
This thing. It's just this motion. That's all it is. And your cape instantly goes on your back.
Yeah, they do it for different reasons, but there's still that like, honestly, it's like an isolation thing for different reasons. Leo is isolated because it's like, I am the best. Aquarius is isolated because it's like, I don't fit in.
Yeah.
But like I don't fit in different ways. It's like I don't fit in because I'm above the rest, and I don't fit in because I'm kind of weird. But it's better that way to be weird than to be like everybody else.
Yeah, that's good.
So
yeah,
that's kind of where you live.
Yeah. What is it? I'm trying to see if I want to look at the other aspects. You have like Saturn just cusping your 6th and 7th house. It's in your 6th house, but I'm sure you feel it in your 7th house
your
too.
Descendant.
So I feel like well, first of all, Saturn in the 6th just sucks. That's just like constant health issues, and it's just shitty. I don't need to drag because it's just a shitty placement. But Saturn in the 7th house loves a good daddy. and like and very almost too committed to their own to their own dismay. I don't know what to call it. Like all Saturn in the 7th house wants is a committed relationship, but they care too much about the commitment that they're too scared to get into anything and commit to anything unless it is the end all be all. This isn't every situation. This is probably just when you're younger too. So probably honestly this age right now is like when you're dealing with it. And so you might find that like you're not involved in anything and be like, why am I not involved in anything? But it's like the second somebody asks you if you want to be involved, you're going to talk to them and invite them in just because you're a Libra rising, and you'll say yes to literally anyone asking you anything, no matter how unsafe the situation and how much you probably don't want to. So you find yourself in some weird situations, but you will refuse to try things out because you like Saturn and 7th house don't like throwing themselves into relationships at all. And like my Venus in Sagittarius is like, you got to throw yourself into things to try it out. You got to know what you like. And because of that, like, dude, you're probably going to be alone for a while or like feel very alone at least. I don't know. But I think that there's a certain, I don't know. That's just the chart readings. I'm going to finish that.
You're just, it's one of two things. It's either with like Libra rising, it might be that you like, oh, sure, I'll go out with you, exactly. Even though you like don't see a future at all. Yeah. And then you end up like learning a bunch of lessons, and also like,
so you won't commit to them though. That's
you won't.
You'll go on many dates with these people, or like dates, but like you'll be like, no, these are just like friendship outings. They're not dates. No, this is nothing. But you're totally leading the other person on,
especially because you have so like little authority to you. Yeah. If someone like asks you out on a date and doesn't say like, this is a date, you'll be like, I don't know if this is a date or not. I really don't want it to be, but I'm like too afraid to ask if it's a date.
Yeah, so just like say it's not. Living in my fantasy land. Or like somebody will ask you out like as a Pisces, it'll go probably both ways. You'll be like let's say somebody you don't like, some like old creepy dude asks you out, and you're like, maybe it's your boss or something. You'll fucking say yes, right, and be like, it's not a date, just be nice, But then like somebody like that you've Pisces like put all this shit on talks to you once, and you're like, they're in love. I know it. It's a date. Where is it? Oh, I was also gonna say something else. Fucking shit. Oh, you were so easy to peer pressure. Oh my God, you're the easiest person to peer pressure into doing anything. Like if attention is on you and I'm like, Lucia, do this. You're like, okay, because you're so agreeable. You've got that 5th house, like I'm always ready to perform. Leo moon always wants to have fun and always wants to show off. That you're always but I feel like it'll always go like horribly bad. I don't know why, but I have a feeling like you're too eager. You know, people like I can be too eager about things sometimes and like get overzealous. And like
you also do it if you don't want to do it. That's just like a 100%
And then you'll be
Libra
like,
rising thing.
and then you'll go to like your other friend that wasn't involved in the situation and be like, how dare this person made me do this? And it's like, well, did you say you didn't want to, or did you say yes, you did want to and do it? And you probably just didn't say anything and did it.
And you have Mars conjunct your ascendant, so you have that like initiative to be like, yes, call to action.
Right.
We have a friend who is a Libra rising, and her Mars is, I don't know if it's conjunct her ascendant. It's in the first house though, so it's similar type of situation. Even if we say like, hey, will you pass me that substance that you're extremely allergic to? Oh, okay. Wait, no, you're allergic to it. Never mind. No, you want me to do it? I'll do it for you. Here.
Yeah,
like anything along those lines of like, I'll realize halfway through, like, oh no, wait, I shouldn't ask her to do that. She doesn't want to do that for whatever reason.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, oh no, if you don't want to do it, and you'll see in her eyes like she doesn't want to do it.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, here I am doing it because you asked me to.
Yeah, I feel like that's very much you as well.
Yeah.
You hear a call to action, you're like,
I'm doing it. You asked me to do
you
it.
asked me specifically, me.
No,
not them. So fuck them. You asked me, I'll do this terrible thing.
What do you mean? It looks like I don't want to do it. Of course I want to do it.
And then you'll always do this. You'll always go to a family member, another friend, not involved in the situation, and go, I can't believe this person made me do this. And it's like, nobody did. They asked.
No one was holding a gun to your head.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there have been situations where you've said no and been walked all over. Like, that's very valid. But this is a drag me. And there have definitely been many situations where you haven't been told, but you've been, like, asked.
Yes.
And you're like, sure.
This is also like this throws in your Aquarius stellium, because Aquarius loves a good old righteous indignation.
Totally.
So if you've been wronged, and by wronged, I mean you did something that you didn't want to do because someone asked you to, but you didn't say no, but they're a villain because they made you do something that you didn't want to do.
Yeah, and you're just a little Pisces.
Yeah, then you've been wronged, and you're like, how invite me over to their apartment. Now I have to go. And they put me in this uncomfortable situation that I don't want to be in. How dare they? Don't they know any ethics and morals? And yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Do you want to drag Venus and Aquarius in the 5th house?
Sure.
Let's do that. What aspects are it? Moon opposite Venus. Okay, so Venus and Aquarius. Let's see. What shall we drag here? I'm
trying to see like what I've been annoyed about.
Yeah, what have you been annoyed about yourself? I don't know. I feel like we've said a lot of things
negative about Venus.
Yeah, I feel like we have given quite enough shit.
Okay. Here's something. Because Venus and Aquarius loves like to be intellectually minded about things, but at the end of the day, you are Pisces, and Venus and Aquarius, Uranus rules electricity. So in a very it literally rules electricity, but in a metaphorical sense, Venus in Aquarius is attracted to that kind of spark, and it's Uranian. So it kind of, even though it's co-ruled by Saturn, though it's like going to take a while to develop a relationship in terms of like the spark, it needs to be there immediately. And if it's not there immediately, they're not really going to pay attention to you. So, but also wanting to be very intellectual minded with that co-rule of Saturn, wanting to be like very practical about things. So what Venus and Aquarius will do is they'll go out with someone that they don't feel a connection with, but you're a Libra rising, so you go out with them. And you're like, well, I don't like them because of this reason, this reason, and this reason. And I'm never going to date anyone that has this characteristic, this characteristic, this characteristic. But then your dumbass find someone that you do have that spark with that does have this characteristic, this characteristic, this characteristic. And it's like, I'm just going to eat my words.
Yeah, no,
like, I'm not going to be practically minded about it at all. Like, and
I think that's also your Pisces emotional side.
Exactly.
Yeah, of like I'm don't, but also like secretly in your room, I feel like you fantasize a lot. Yeah, you're very. I feel like you almost can get very detached from people because it's also in the fifth house. So you like those kinds of fun. You like the beginnings of relationships, especially as a Venus and Aquarius. You really like the beginnings of relationships, and I say that because it's in the fifth house. Only because it's in the fifth house, because I think your Venus and Aquarius doesn't want to get too attached for whatever reason. Like, I mean, not yours, obviously, but like, what am I trying to say? Because it's in the fifth house loves the beginnings of relationships.
Yes.
And Venus in Aquarius does not like to get attached to people very easily. So you are the master of like non-attached, going on a lot of Tinder dates just for the fun of the excitement of the beginning of it. Like, you know what I mean?
Especially because your whole like thesis as well is like commitment, no.
Yeah.
Because you have like a lot of different things pointing to like no commitment for me. Thank you. First of all, I have my Venus in Aquarius. Second of all, it's in the fifth house. Third of all, I've got Saturn conjunct my descendant, and it's not even in the seventh house. It's still in the sixth house. Oh my god, it fucking sucks having Saturn. Like,
Saturn in both.
Now that Saturn is retrograde, it's gonna go back into
your sixth house. Oh no! I think mine's safe, but I'm not sure.
I think it is safe too. It's gonna go back to 13 degrees.
Oh yeah, mine's at 10. Yeah.
Okay.
I was gonna say, okay, I feel like you're somebody who would. I don't know if you do Tinder or not, but I feel like you would like it. I feel like some kind of dating app. Like I feel like you're kind of a dating app person, or you like your friends hitting up on blind dates. Like I feel like you really like just dating around. Yeah. And I feel like with every date that you go on, you'll always tell your friends, I don't know if I want to hook up with them. I don't think I do. Like, let's just have fun. Let's see how it goes. But almost every time you will, because your Libra ass Mars in the 12th, one does not know what you want until you get there. It's the like ultimate meme. I think I've said this before. But like, there's that porn meme that I sent you before, but it's not like it's from like it's a screenshot from porn, and like it's two guys, and the dude on top is like, do you like this? And the guy is saying, I'm deciding. Yeah, I'm deciding. And it's like, that's the ultimate
Mars
like
and Libra.
Mars and Libra. But especially with you, so like, you're very much like, no, I don't think it'll happen. But like, you almost always probably will hook up with that person.
Yeah.
If they want to hook up with you.
Yes, exactly. Which I feel like that's what happens on.
Also, Mars and Libra likes everything, but also on the same coin likes nothing.
Exactly. I'll like whatever you like. I'll see whatever it is that
I'll try it out.
Oh God, you're asking me to form an opinion
about it? Yeah, it's like, let me try it out. I don't know. You
opinions?
Yeah.
What are those?
Yeah, no, very much so. Like I found like, I mean, it wasn't just to out myself. This is not like a big thing that he asked me to do, but this guy a while ago like had something that he liked in bed, and I was like, I'm not the biggest fan of it. Like I'm not against it. Like I don't think it's gross. It's not like a big deal by any means, but like I'm just not into it. But like I did it because I'm a fucking Mars and Libra, and I honestly don't give a shit. And it's funny because I got into it, but only with him. You know what I mean? Because I liked how much he liked it. Yeah, because I was like, his face lights the fuck up.
Yeah, exactly. And then you don't really like carry over things that you enjoy with other people into new relationships. You find like the new thing.
Yeah, so true, because you're like, I only like that with this person.
Because this person liked it.
Because this person liked it, so that was a fun time then.
And unless it's like a pleasing person to like people all across the board, I'm not gonna carry it over into new relationships.
Yeah, I think Mars and Libra can definitely have like, if you've talked to the people that I've had sex with, they'll all say I'm completely different. Yeah. Like, they'll all have a completely different thought about me, because it's like, well, what did you bring to the table? Yeah, is there anything you'd like us to specifically drag? Oh, Pluto in the third house is quite the little liar. But also it's funny because Libra rising, you'll think that you get away with it more than you do. You think that you're such a good liar, but like, especially with something about like Mars is very expressive. You know what I mean? Like Mars doesn't hide anything. Mars shows everything. I mean, obviously if it's like, but it's more than just anger too. It's just like an expressive thing that's in the first house. So it's like, you'll think you're lying and being all sly, but like it's right there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And this is like the combination of Libra rising, fifth house sun, Pluto in the 3rd house is just a recipe for a liar.
Yeah.
And lying for the sake
About
of
yourself,
about yourself, to hype up your own accomplishments.
Yeah, like
and
totally
basically for your image, because there's that Libra rising of like, I'm perfect, and then there's that 5th house sun of I'm the best.
Yeah.
And you don't really give a shit about lying because your Pluto's in the 3rd house, so you're like, it's kind of fun actually, lying and manipulating.
Dude, you were such a daddy's boy. I feel like, daddy's girl. Because you have like Pisces sun in the 5th house. Like that's such like your dad loved you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. If anyone's seen the assassination of Gianni Versace, Andrew Cunanan has a 5th house son. His father literally gave him the master bedroom.
Oh my God. Holy shit, that's crazy. And I wouldn't even take that if I was offered it.
I know.
Like with my parents.
But
like,
oh my God. If you look up Andrew Cunanan's full chart and like watch the show, you're like, oh my God, astrology is real.
And also when I say you're such a daddy, I'm not saying you have a perfect relationship with your dad, because you obviously have daddy issues because it's like cusping the 7th house.
Oh my God, no. Obviously you're just like, my dad is the most perfect person. I'm not going to be with anyone other than my dad.
Oh, that's somebody that's like my dad.
Yeah, you want to be with someone who's like your dad. Like everyone who goes on The Bachelor is like, my family means everything to me.
Yeah.
And I just want my dad to approve. Like you're one of
He was probably super controlling. Your sun is for your Pluto too.
Yeah.
Probably a very controlling father. I realize that I don't like Cancer Midheaven's social media.
Yeah.
I don't know why. There's something about it that seems so disingenuous. I know it's because it like belongs to Libra rising, but it's so obvious they're so poorly hiding something, but what they're hiding is nothing. Does that make sense? Like, it's like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, they're just trying to like shelter their social media because they're like, oh, don't want to like show too much, blah, 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 blah. But like, they just winds up being boring. And I'm not saying this is true for every Cancer rising. Every Cancer midheaven. But I don't know what it is. I don't like how Cancer midheavens run.
Well, because Cancer is like, I'm shut off, but also like, here are all of my emotions.
Yeah.
And it's showing up like only in your social media. And what's strange is that because Libra risings have Cancer midheavens, it's like, everything's perfect, blah, blah, blah. And then on social media, they're like, I struggle with depression.
Yeah.
And like, my life is so hard.
Now I have two Libra risings friends that like have Cancer midheaven, and like they're satisfying. But I'm saying more when people like that are bigger, that are trying to be more of a social media presence. When I say this, not just somebody having a personal Instagram because like they could do whatever, but like I don't know. Yeah, there's every one of their Instagrams. So many of them look the same. Like whenever they're trying to be like Libra risings that are trying to be Instagram famous, they all look the same, and you're the person who takes the pictures with the poppies and totally crush the poppies. Like that is this person. Like that is you, especially as a Leo moon.
You wanted us to drag Jupiter in the 4th in Aquarius.
Well, we are out of time actually. Oh. But if you'd like to drag it real quickly,
it's honestly not like that easy to drag because it's just like Jupiter in the 4th is like big family.
Yeah.
Jupiter in Aquarius is actually
you probably have a lot. Oh, sorry.
Is actually a great placement I find.
You probably have a lot of extended family because of Jupiter in Aquarius. Like maybe you have some weird family that you weren't 100% like maybe steps or long distance that would like come. I don't know.
Yeah. And you get a lot of it's not mean.
It's not really.
It's not a mean drag.
I don't know
it's a nice placement. And if we just did birth chart readings as drag me readings, then we wouldn't sell any birth chart readings. So. Anyway, we're out of time. Thank you so much for purchasing this reading.
I was in the mood to clap. We match. We're both wearing pink.
Yeah. Hey, you said you were wearing yellow.
I did? Yeah. Oh my God, I completely forgot.
It's fine. I'm not mad.
No, I am. I totally would have. I did not know what to wear this morning. I wish I would have had something. I'm so disheartened that I forgot.
Next time.
I totally forgot. I really totally would have.
I didn't remember until like right now.
Out, dude.
Because when I got dressed this morning, I was like, oh, I'm not gonna match Shaina.
Hey, but you are matching me. You felt it.
It'll
okay. Hopefully next time we'll try to remember. Maybe. I want to.
Okay, anyway, everyone asking in the comments if we will drag you. Drag me is a service that we provide on our website, partytrickastrology.com/shop. They're currently out of stock, but they will be back in stock, and we'll let you know of when that happens on our Instagram, Instagram.com/partytrickastrology. Thank you.
Yes.
Happy Mother's Day, and thank you for buying this reading, Lucia. Yay.
Thank you so much for supporting our channel.
Yes,
we hope
thank you
you
so
enjoyed
much.
it. Sorry if we were mean, but that's what you bought.